Hello, my name is Rich, and I'm like really a pretty big space enthusiast, and I have been for a long time. And I'd like to think that you might be a big space enthusiast too. I know there's some of the channels that I like watching that are very popular, and I want to share some of those channels and see if you like them too. Maybe you'll learn a couple channels you didn't know about already. Um, there's a lot of space YouTube channels that are mainly just AI slop now, and I think you can try to avoid those mostly, but frankly, there is like a new genre of slop AI channels that actually has like some value. Like there's these ones that are always talking about generation ships, and like I really wish that there would be real YouTubers that talk more about these generation ships because they'll typically use what's called an O'Neill cylinder, and O'Neill cylinders are really cool. And you don't necessarily need to make a 2,000 year generation ship out of it. You could really just fill up the solar system with these great big O'Neill cylinders and have trillions of people right here living very healthy, happy lives. So, without further ado, let's show you some of the ones that I like. Okay, so here's one. Avid Space.
Closer look. Starting off with this week's fabrication updates, on Thursday night, a peek into Star Factory windows.
So Avid Space is like a fantastic channel that's been around for quite a while. I'm not sure when they started. They used to have a different name, but now all you need to know is Avid Space. They're really great. Um, that's a fantastic channel. They'll tell you updates mainly about SpaceX and other industry players in the rocket building market. So, and they have really good updates about what's going on with SpaceX, both at Starbase and in Florida. So if you haven't seen Avid Space, check them out. There's another really great one. There's a few that are great. Let me show you Marcus House. Here's a Marcus House video.
It has been 4 weeks since Starship splashed down intact and
It has been 4 weeks. You can tell like he's got an accent. He's from Australia, and his enthusiasm really shows. And also, I think he has the competence to really understand um, in detail like how things actually work. And he really has a great way of explaining and communicating his interest and his enthusiasm for SpaceX and space in general. And another thing that's amazing about Marcus House is I guess he's probably close in age to me. So like I don't know, the way that he relates and draws conclusions and like relates things back to the past. I mean, there was a video where he kind of like related back to a space shuttle mission, and I just really appreciate his perspective. Marcus House, really awesome channel to watch if you want to learn something about space. So another one is what about it? Um,
We're already well in the second half of the
have you
year.
seen
But
What
recent
About It
updates on
before? This is a
completed
fantastic channel. I really definitely recommend checking it out if you're into SpaceX specifically. Felix, I forget Felix's last name. He's originally from Germany, if I'm not mistaken, and he's currently living near Orlando, I believe. But anyway, he's been running this channel for quite a while, quite a few years at this point, and he also reports on Starbase. So like these are three people that really specifically talk about SpaceX and the progress of the Starship program mainly in Starbase and also in Florida. So then there's at least one more that's really good for that specific topic of Starbase, and that would be NASA spaceflight.
Well, it's been a week of milestones out at Starbase. We've got some big, flashy milestones, like the Ship 41 static fire. Going to have lots of footage from various angles for you of that. Milestone.
Yeah, these guys are great. They actually have a very professional operation. They have many high quality cameras, and their reporting is very consistent, timely, and thorough. So NASA Spaceflight is an amazing channel. Oh, and I guess you can't skip Ellie. Ellie in Space is one of the like slightly newer channels, I guess you could say. Um,
Indian Ocean. They've been overcome.
at first, like a few years ago, she was mostly like using her, cute persona to get attention, it seemed like. But over the years, she's really shown a lot of dedication, true enthusiasm, a desire to connect and communicate with all the people who are interested in Starship and SpaceX, and a little bit more broader sense of the current commercial space environment. That's kind of like the main topics that she seems to focus on. And she's gotten very good at it. Like, I think she's been posting a little bit less recently, so she's had a baby, and so we're definitely cutting her some slack for that. So maybe she'll return and do a lot more videos after the early months and years of child raising is in the past. Who else? Oh, yeah. Eager Space.
In the past 20 years, two presidents.
So this person, I don't even know his name, don't know where he's from or much of his backstory, but this channel, Eager Space, like, it's really fantastic. It's not just about Starship and SpaceX and Elon Musk, although he definitely shares a lot of great insight and information. This is a person who apparently has some very good technical knowledge, maybe an engineering background or something. He has some very deep insight into how and why things work, and he doesn't just talk about SpaceX and Starship like some of the others do. But he definitely, give you some great insight into that, but also various other aspects and important things to know about space. So, who's next? Oh, we got Angry Astronaut. This guy. What's this video?
Whether the excess is purely statistical, linked to the residual Perseid debris, or something more anomalous.
I have no idea what this video is about. Honestly, I haven't even looked at it yet. But Angry Astronaut has been kind of a mainstay. He's a little bit more fringe than some of the others. He's just got a whole different take. And what I love about Angry Astronaut is, like, he'll really I don't know. I want to say, like, he'll call it like he sees it. But he does kind of sensationalize the angry part of it a little bit. He's very interesting though, and he does make some amazingly good points. I don't always agree with everything he says, but I never miss out on what Angry Astronaut says. I always listen, because he's got some great information, great points. So another fantastic channel is this one, the Space Race. I'm torn between Everyday Astronaut and the Space Race. They're both fantastic. I love both of these channels. The Space Race is a little bit newer.
NASA has a plan to colonize the moon. It's called Artemis, and in 2020.
And to be honest with you, this channel was faceless for quite a while, and I thought it was probably like some teenager or a young guy I was listening to. But it turns out once they did like start to show their office and some of the people that work there, turns out the narrator is probably closer to my age. And I'm in my mid 40s, but no, he may be in his 30s or 40s. I don't know. I can't tell, but not so young as I was thinking. I was thinking like teenager or early 20s, but no. So their videos at the Space Race are fantastic. I mean, just amazing. Like there's just so much detail. They do a lot of their own animation work. And again, it's another one that talks a lot about SpaceX and Starship. They'll give you all the updates and all the latest information on that. But they also have amazing other insights and information about the whole space industry, like current events and everything. So it's another one I do not miss out on. Oh my God, these two right here, Isaac Arthur and Everyday Astronaut. Ooh, who do I pick? Let's go with Everyday Astronaut.
Over 50 meters tall and over 100 metric tons of dry mass.
You know what's funny is so many of these YouTubers, I feel like so many of them came out around a similar time frame. I want to say like 2019, or maybe that's when I finally noticed them, because I've been, watching space stuff on YouTube for forever, as long as YouTube, but right around that 2019 time frame, I think I noticed a lot of the same channels that I've been watching until now. And Everyday Astronaut's one of them. Funny thing is, when he first started, he would just wear this like orange spacesuit, but it wasn't like an actual spacesuit. It was some kind of weird thing. But anyway, don't know his actual name. He's really so pretty much when he first started, Everyday Astronaut, he was a little gimmicky. It's funny how a lot of these folks, they'll start out kind of gimmicky, but then the longer they stick around, you start to find out that they're actually pretty technical minded. They're very intelligent. They're very good at communicating. They're very enthusiastic. And you really pick up a lot of information over the years. In fact, Everyday Astronaut actually did like a tour of Starbase, like the factory, a few years ago. And he was with Elon Musk and made this comment suggestion, and which ended up becoming like a real feature in the Starship, like spaceship. Like it's pretty amazing. So and over the years you start to learn that like this guy, like, man, he is super technical, super informative, very smart. There was one video, I don't quite see it on here, but it kind of goes through and teaches you why does it take like 15 launches to refill one starship to go to the moon or go to Mars. And I was like, yeah, why is that? I ended up watching this video. It's like really long video. I'd say it's like an hour or two, but I ended up watching this video like 2 or 3 times, and just to try to understand it. Like I made my own spreadsheets to kind of copy his spreadsheets to try to follow along and understand what he was doing. So yeah, Everyday Astronaut, that's a fantastic one. All right, so now let's shift gears a little bit. I was hoping he would just pop right up here. So let's go to Isaac Arthur.
What happens when the company's store has an orbital dock, a private navy, a fusion reactor, and your entire planet's oxygen supply on subscription?
So that's Isaac Arthur. He actually has been the president of I think it's like the National Space Society or something like that. Like he started, as for all I know, for all I know, he started just YouTubing, I'd say at least 10, 12 plus years ago, and he had a very, very distinct speech impediment, and it was a little difficult to follow along sometimes, but it was interesting to watch this person who was very intelligent try, really try so hard to communicate and to entertain and inform people who are interested about space. And over the years, believe it or not, he actually managed to lose the speech impediment. That's like, wow. I really like Isaac Arthur's work. I really admire and respect his work. Unfortunately, for me, for something I don't find myself watching his videos all the way through. And this is a problem that I'm personally having with YouTube in general. I find that some of the videos are just way too long. Like, you might think of that about this video right now. A lot of the videos are just way too long. People just droning on and on and on. It's like they're trying to get my attention and keep my attention for as long as possible. I promise I'm not doing that right now. And I like Isaac Arthur's work, but I feel like he could condense it. I feel like he could really make it more, what do they call it, succinct or whatever. Like, what do they teach you in college about, like, making things, condensing, not being too wordy, like I'm actually doing right now. Yeah, I think he goes into a little bit more detail than I really need. But God, he really oh, another thing, like he has a lot of animations, and some of them are really amazing animations. But what I don't like is that a lot of the animations, not his animations, but the ones that he uses for his videos, are just straight up terrible. I mean, it's like the one we're looking at right now where it says mega corporations in space. Like, I think it kind of could get your attention if you had no clue like what space architecture is really like. But he's well aware that this image that he's got on this video is not a realistic space station. Okay? I mean, Isaac Arthur is well smart enough to understand and know that. I mean, and teach people that this is not a good design for a space station. It's terrible. But he'll use that kind of imagery in his videos, and he uses it a lot. And he has like videos that are like really go into such depth about what it takes to actually build a good space station. But then he'll show like lots and lots of imagery that and I'm just gonna call it like I see it. I think the imagery sucks. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to be blunt about it. Like, get right to the point. Like, I really don't like the imagery in the Isaac Arthur videos. I love the guy. Okay, I really do. But I wish he would weed out some of the unrealistic and just stick with the more realistic stuff, because what he's talking about is all about how to make it real. How to make space real for our society, and how to grow into it. And yet he uses a lot of imagery that is kind of like junk level. So that kind of boils my skin a bit. Oh, here's that video right here for the Y-15 launches to fuel up one Starship. Oh, and something I realized recently, Everyday Astronaut makes some of his own music, which is kind of cool. Um, Gosh, let me take a quick look and see if there was anybody else. I can't think of anyone else. There's many smaller channels, and then this guy, Sal, from What's Going On with Shipping, he recently made a video about Starship, but he's not really like primarily space enthusiast. He's more into like commercial ships and stuff. Mega projects, that guy is great, but it's not really on the same topic. Oh, PBS Space Time. So we're kind of moving away here from the people who talk about Starship and stuff like that. Oh my God, this one, Space Time, is
Thank you to
so good.
Squarespace
If
for
you
supporting
haven't watched
PBS.
this,
Half of the universe is filled with expansionist alien civilizations, and it's only a matter of time before they reach us. Okay, that sounded a little sensationalist, but it's also the claim of a recent astrophysics paper.
dude, I really don't know what this guy's name is, what his background is, how old is he, where is he from. I have no idea. All I can say is I have been watching his videos for years. Um, it's labeled PBS Space Time, so I guess like he's hired by PBS or something. But anyway, he's like super intelligent, great communicator, great information. Just fantastic work, and oh man, I'm so grateful for the work that they produce on this channel, PBS Space Time, and he's mainly like the one who narrates all the space time videos, and like you can tell he's very smart. I imagine he's probably like a PhD in something, probably like a college professor or something. I really don't know, but god dang, he's like so good at explaining and sharing wonderful, like interesting topics. There's so many videos. If you haven't checked out this channel, that's a good one. Check it out. And then, oh, Cool Worlds. Oh my God, I got to show you this one. But before I do, I want to say Rational Animations is pretty cool too.
When it comes to life in the universe, Arthur C. Clarke once said that two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Both.
So this guy, oh my God, I wish I could think of his name. Oh, Kipping. Kipping? Let's see if it's on here. David Kipping. Oh my gosh. We're so lucky. We're so lucky to have so many. Like I keep saying, oh, this person's super and smart and great communicator and intelligent and able to, explain these really cool topics about space. Man, David Kipping, he's actually a very accomplished space communicator. To my knowledge, I'm pretty sure he's like written books and been like a high level university professor, I think. So I'm not like really sure about that, to be honest with you, but I'm saying I've watched a lot of these videos on Cool Worlds, and I'm telling you, man, like you gotta watch some of these videos. Like if you want to know why does it matter that SpaceX is building Starship, other than Starlink and making communication and basic missions to space possible? Why does Starship matter? Well, if you want to understand like the broader context, somebody like David Kipping on this Cool Worlds channel is going to give you an idea like what's so amazing and interesting about space, and why we need to get there as a civilization. It's funny, I'm sitting here talking about it like it's so amazing to me. I'll never get there. Gosh. Oh man, anthrofuturism. This one was cool. There's another one, Dr. Cox, who's like another great communicator. I'm gonna switch gears and go over to anthrofuturism since I don't have this Dr. Cox guy up on any of these videos because anthrofuturism is amazing too.
What is the smallest near-term mass driver we could actually build on the moon? How long is it? How many times?
Yeah, so this channel makes a lot of their own animations. They follow a pretty common path where, you know, they make animations on Blender and then they talk in the background and show you what they're talking about. So it's another one where the narrator is very smart and intelligent and he's a pretty good communicator. I don't find myself getting always like really excited about the topics. Like here it is, moon to low Earth orbit, transfer simulations for a lunar mass driver, terrain and now power sizing estimate. It's very interesting. I mean, if you want to nerd out and watch 52 minutes, like yeah, you can. Okay. I really want to find that Dr. Cox guy. All right. I think it's Brian Cox. Oh, is that it? Oh, man. Yes. This one. This guy. So, man, between Dr. Cox, Dr. Kipping, and that guy from PBS Space Time, they're like, all three have this, like, kind of hip, cool, you know, but super intelligent kind of persona, and they're like really good space communicators. Oh man. But they have more of like they all three of them have kind of a university sort of a spin to, you know, how they present, you know. So if you went to college, you might relate more to these guys. You know, Everyday Astronaut and Angry Astronaut are great. I'm sure they probably went to college, but the way that these folks communicate, it's just on such a high level. It really challenges my mind to keep up with them and to understand the concepts. So here's Brian Cox. Let's listen for a moment. Oh my God, 3 hours. Wonder if it's our solar system. I should watch this one. I don't think I've seen it.
We live on a world of wonders. A place of astonishing beauty and complexity.
So, dude, I'm not going to ruin it, but go and watch something from Brian Cox. It's honestly, I would say, like, if you get nothing else, start there. Like, because all these guys that talk about SpaceX and Starship, it's really cool to keep up with the current events and the excitement of it. But really understanding the depth and why it actually matters with nothing to do with Elon Musk or SpaceX. If all of that just poof, vanished or never happened, you know, why is space like important to humanity and our future? Folks like Brian Cox and the guy and David Kipping and the dude from PBS Space Time, like those guys will clue you in why it really is a big deal, like expanding out into space and what's cool about space and interesting things that, you know, that you can learn about it. It's infinite. It's really infinite. Gosh, who else? Well, that's all the guys I can think of right now. I bet there's a whole bunch more. Oh, Anton Petrov. Okay, I'll go into Anton Petrov for a moment.
Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and today
he always starts out with "Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton." Blah blah blah. You know, it's funny is I kind of relate to him. I feel like I might even look a little bit like him. But if I'm being really transparent, like I don't actually watch everything from Anton Petrov. He's very interesting. He's also very intelligent. Some of the topics he goes into are just kind of like a little bit far from what matters to me personally. So, but he's got a lot of views. He's been around for quite a long time. He's very dedicated, very smart, very good communicator. So, I'd say at least give it a try. You might get a lot more out of watching Anton than I do. It's just, everybody kind of has their things that, their topics that are more exciting to them. And, I really appreciate and admire what Anton Petrov does. That's what I'm going to say about it. Who else? Anybody? Gosh. There was this one channel that was posting they were posting animations of how to mine the moon. And you got really into mining the moon. Maybe it was anthrofuturism. But I can't think. I thought it was another one. But anyway, let's go back here. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy this kind of like introduction to my favorite space communicators on YouTube. There's some wonderful, amazing channels. I probably covered at least a dozen or 15. And there's more. There is more. There's some of them are older ones that have kind of faded, but there's oh god, I could just go on and on and on. But start with that, and I hope that you'll come back and chime in and let me know what you think, or if you've watched some of these folks and been into their videos over the years, share with me. What do you think? And what are your favorites? What are the pros and cons of the ones that you watch? Is there anyone I'm missing? Is there someone I don't know about that you want to tell me about? Please let me know, because I'm actually kind of ready for some more. You do get tired of if you watch these guys for too long and you've seen their videos for years and years, the message doesn't always change. Some of the news, some of the current events changes. But I'm certainly interested in some more interesting creators. All right. Well, thanks again for watching, and hope to see you back soon.